name's Ethan Tabor. Today I'm going to be talking about same-sex marriage and adoption. So, what is same-sex marriage and why is it considered an ethical issue? So same-sex marriage, the marriage between two people of the same sex, obviously, was only made legal recently as of 2015, as signed into policies by President Barack Obama, and all bans were taken off within all 50 states. So the debate is this an ethical issue or not, the act of a man and a woman being together. Personally, I disagree with it, so why do I feel this way? I think marriage is between a man and a woman, and it's the bedrock of a healthy society for many reasons. It leads to stable families, and it should be known that the number one privilege for a child is not anything that they can do or own materially, but the fact that they have both their mother and father in their lives. Ultimately, society and nations would fail without the reproduction of children who would eventually grow up to repeat the process and have their own children. While allowing gay and lesbian marriages, this redefines the institution altogether. Marriage is a covenantal relationship between man, woman, and God, and when you allow same-sex marriages, it weakens the institution of marriage altogether, like I said before, but specifically in a time of already growing divorce rates and out-of-wedlock births. So that's far from the correct solution of what should be going on. So not just same-sex marriage, but what about the adoption issue? Because it's often argued, well, since now that same-sex marriage is allowed, should they then be allowed to adopt children? So I think for similar reasons, as I mentioned before, I think a successful nuclear family begins with a man and a woman, and especially for the sake of a child, I think that's what the standard should be. Nothing short of a mom and a dad. And when you start adding a mom and a mom, it does not give the same, it doesn't have the same character traits and ability that a mom and a dad would have on their own. So, what are some counterclaims or disputes from the other side? Specifically in American culture and worldly culture now, it can be seen unfair that homosexual couples do not get the same treatment as heterosexual couples, and I believe that's probably rightly so, but not that they should be disrespected personally, but I do not believe that it is a right that should be respected by the government, especially in a country, one nation under God. But personally, again, I don't think that the government should be involved in the institution of marriage at all. Another claim that people say, I got information on Pew Research specifically, but it says that same-sex marriages, allowing them to happen, people live happier, specifically for people that are gay. They live happier and healthier and longer lives. And it says that some studies conducted in states that have adopted same-sex marriage have already established significant improvements in healthcare and access to care in general. So I think the argument for that would be I think the government was instituted to protect our rights, but not to barge in and institute new ones and like woke ones. So I would just say that the government shouldn't be involved with personal marriages. I think in a free country, grown adults should be able to do what they please, but I don't think the government has to respect that if they are going to allow it as within the government. But again, I would still say you have to draw a line if you allow homosexual couples to adopt children. I wouldn't think you should be able to do that. But yeah, the government should not prevent people from making contracts, like making the contract of marriage, but that does not mean the government must offer a new and special definition for what marriage is. So, yeah.
Yeah.